Hello everyone, and welcome to Sleepy Moon Storytime. Today's story is called The Stepsisters. So cozy up and enjoy the story. Once upon a time, there was a man who had lost his wife and was left alone with a teenage daughter. He met a widow who also had a daughter and thought it would be a perfect match. This way, his daughter would have a sister and a mother. The widower's daughter was kind, sweet, and hardworking, but the widow's daughter was mean, rude, and lazy. The widow was no better. One morning, she approached the widower and told him, "Your daughter is able to work, so she should find work and bring some money to support her upkeep," said the widow. "She is old enough to support herself and the household," she continued. The father was upset by this, but his daughter agreed to find work. She knew of an older woman a few villages away who needed help around the house, and she agreed to hire her for a whole month. The girl hugged her father and said her goodbyes, and then she started her journey. On her journey to the old woman's house, she heard her name being called. When she turned around, it was an old enchanted pear tree. "Oh, sweet girl, could you help clean my branches? And maybe one day I'll be able to pay you back for your kindness," said the tree. The girl rushed to the tree, pruned it, and cleaned it really well. When she was done, she watered it as well. She then said goodbye and continued her journey. Along the way, a few more enchanted items needed her help. A magic well asked her if she could add a missing stone. A brick oven asked her if she could clean it, and a stray white dog in need of care also requested her help. Each time, the girl helped as best as she could. And just like the pear tree, the well, the oven, and the dog promised to one day pay her back for her kindness. When she arrived at the old woman's house, the widower's daughter helped her cook, clean, feed the animals, and even kept the old woman good company. The old woman adored the girl and was so happy to have her around the house. When the month was done, it came time for the widower's daughter to go back home. "Sweet girl," said the old woman, "it was such a pleasure to have you around the house. I wish you would come again if you wanted to. As for your payment, go into the attic and pick one of the chests that you will find there," she continued. "But beware, if your heart is pure, you will get rewarded. But if your heart is not pure, you will receive a curse," she warned the girl. The girl climbed up into the attic, where she saw several treasure chests. Some were silver, some were golden, some were encrusted with diamonds, and some other with other various precious stones. But in a corner of the attic, there was a small wooden chest which the girl was drawn to. She picked it up and put it in her bag. She then thanked the old woman for her hospitality and kindness and started her journey back home. As she was walking home, the small white dog appeared in her path with a diamond necklace. Despite the girl's protest, the dog wanted her to have the diamond necklace as payment for her kindness. The girl thanked the dog and continued her journey. As she walked some more, she became hungry, and in the distance she could feel the smell of fresh bread. When she turned to see where the smell was coming from, she saw the oven that she cleaned a month ago. The oven insisted that she try the fresh bread and gifted her a few more loaves as a thank you. The girl thanked the oven and continued her journey. As she continued her walk, she became thirsty and started looking for a well. And just as she was searching for water, she saw the well that she helped previously. The well offered her crisp, cold water and thanked her for all the help that she offered. The girl thanked the well as well and continued her journey. When she was almost home, she passed by the pear tree that she had pruned a month earlier, who offered her some juicy pears to take home. The girl thanked the pear tree and continued her journey home. When she arrived home, her father was so happy to see her. The girl gave him all the gifts that she received and the wooden chest with her payment. When they opened the chest, it was filled with gold coins and jewelry. The father was content with the reward, but he was more happy to see his daughter again. When she saw all the riches that her stepsister received, the widow's daughter was furious. She immediately made arrangements to go and help the old lady as well. She packed her bag and started her journey. On the way to the old woman's house, the pear tree, the well, the oven, and the dog needed help once again. But unlike her stepsister, the widow's daughter ignored them and rushed to get to the old woman's house. When she arrived at her destination, the widow's daughter was rude to the old woman. She was lazy around the house and barely helped the old woman. When the month was over, the woman sent her to pick a chest from the attic and gave her the same warning she gave her stepsister. But the widow's daughter didn't listen to a word. Instead, she rushed up into the attic and picked the largest chest she could find. It was so heavy she could barely carry it down the stairs, and that she had to drag it behind her to carry it home. On her way home, she saw the little white dog with a pearl necklace around its neck, but when she tried to grab it, the dog bit her and told her to keep walking. She walked some more and was really hungry when she felt the smell of fresh bread. She tried to grab a loaf of bread from the oven she ignored a month ago, but the oven burned her and told her to keep walking. She continued her journey and she became really thirsty. She approached the well that she previously ignored, and when she approached the well closed its lid and told her to keep walking. When she was almost home, she was hungry, tired, and thirsty, and saw the pear tree that she ignored. She tried to grab a pear, but the pear tree lifted all of its branches up and told her to keep walking. When she arrived home, the widow's daughter was excited to open the treasure chest. Her greedy mother saw the size of the chest and told her to drag it into their bedroom so that the widower and his daughter could not steal any of the treasure. They dragged the chest into a bedroom and locked the door behind them. However, to their surprise, when they opened the chest, instead of treasure, 2 large dragons emerged from the chest and ate the 2 women and then flew out the window. The widower and his daughter then lived happily with the treasure. The girl married a kind man from the village and visited the old woman from time to time and helped her. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. Thank you for listening to this episode of Sleepy Moon Storytime. If you want more stories, check out our podcast and have a good night.